Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all for this day two on online crash course classes on basics of electrical engineering. I wholeheartedly welcome each and everyone who's there in this online session for a duration of 90 minutes. So, first thing, what you need to keep in mind is the module number one, what we had covered previously. Okay, so I had given certain important topics which will be from the examination point of view, that is the semester end examination, and we were going to have a discussion with phasor representation of alternating quantities, and if time permits, definitely we are going to discuss that. So just before discussing that, so you need to have an understanding of module number two, that is the contents which are there in module number two. Okay, so module number two deals with single phase AC circuits and three phase AC circuits in detail, and we are going to have these circuits. So for the fundamentals of these AC circuits, that is both single phase and three phase, we need to have a good understanding of AC fundamentals first, and then we need to highlight what do you mean by the term, that is the single phase AC circuit. So we have many terms which are there. So it's a series RL circuit, series RC circuits, and the term that is quite oftenly used in an AC circuit, which is the effective opposition to the flow of AC current, that we call it as the impedance. So next we'll be talking about three-phase AC circuits, and generally we have both series circuits, that is the series single-phase AC circuits, and parallel AC circuits, and we are going to represent it. And first thing, what you need to keep in mind is the term called as phase. Okay, what do you mean by phase? Single phase. Okay, three phase. So that is the number of conductors that are used. Okay, so that is the number of conductors, more or less. You will be having two conductors for a single phase AC system, that is the line and the neutral. So line is also called as phase and neutral. Okay, so in case of three phase circuit, we have two types of connections. That is, first one, yeah, can anyone highlight what type of connection we are having in three phase circuits? If you have gone through it, can you recall?
So star and delta.
Very good answer. Very good answer. All right. So we are going to have this star and also the delta network, what we are going to have, and we are going to highlight the concept of both the derivations part. I mean, the derivation where we are going to relate the line voltage and the phase voltage, and the line current and the phase current. Okay, so those are the concepts that we'll be discussing in detail in today's class. Okay, so I'll give a bit of important questions. You can make a note of it also as I proceed with the concept. So these are the just what I wanted to cover in this 90 minutes of time, and certainly you would make benefit out of it, and I'll be giving certain problems to the students who are there in this online meeting or online class. So you will be able to solve it and share the answer what we were following previously. Okay, so without any further delay, let me start sharing the screen, Ram. Okay then, so I hope the screen is visible to everyone, and yeah, let me welcome you all again, and we are going to have a bit of introduction of phasor representation. I'm not going to go in detail way in which I can talk with phasor representation. Okay, so this is a concept which is there in the module number 1B. So we call it as phasor representation of alternating quantities. Okay, so I have this phasor representation. So I'll be having phasor. Okay, so the term phasor. Okay, so we call it as the rotating vector. Okay, so rotating vector, so is one thing that you need to keep in mind. So vector, generally meaning it has both magnitude and given direction. Okay, so magnitude with a direction, we generally call it as the phasor representation. Okay, so here we are going to talk about the term phasor because we will be taking the consideration of circle. So representing over a circle, it would be quite clear, and this is the magnitude. The radius represents a magnitude, and the angle by which the radius vector is traced. Okay, Okay, the radius vector is traced, so you will be calling that one as the angle phi. Okay, so I can represent the magnitude, this one, which will be called as the maximum value of an alternating quantity, and I'll be having phi, which is called as the phase. Okay, so phase angle. Okay, so that is what you need to remember that. Okay, so I already told you, once you have one complete cycle, it keeps on repeating, so it is not having a single conductor or a single coil system that is there in case of a AC generator. So I need to define phase for every quantity that I take into consideration. Okay, so whatever the quantity it is either a voltage quantity or a current quantity. Okay, so if I want to highlight this alternating quantity, so that angle at which or the time that has been advanced, okay, so it is called as the phase. Okay, so from taking the reference as the 0, so you will be having it called as the phase. For example, I started from 0, so assume it as 0, and this one is a 2 pi, and this one is said to be pi. Okay, so now there is one more alternating quantity which starts just after. I'll tell you what is a phase angle lead and phase angle lag also later on. So it will be starting at particular time there. Okay, so this angle, what is the difference? We generally call it as the phase angle difference. Okay, so phase angle or the time quantity which has been advanced in this case, and it is a delayed. Okay, so this one is a delayed one, and the next one is said to be the advanced one. Okay, fine. So that is what we have got there, and let me tell you why in electrical engineering terms. So the relative phases between, we call it as phase difference. Phase difference is one thing. The difference what you observe between the set value or the reference value here, and that with the value which is there with respect to the reference there. All right, so next one what I'm going to talk here, it is with respect to the alternating current which is flowing through the same frequency. So we have voltage and current which have the same different phases more or less in the same direction at the same instant of time. Okay, so that is what we call here, and the voltage may be passing through the 0 point while the current has already yet to pass or it has already been passed. So depending on the value of the current that is taken into consideration, we might able to identify what is the series element that is there, or whatever the components that are there in the circuit. All right, so that is how we can identify different circuit elements which are present here. Okay, so moving ahead, so angle between the 0 points, okay, angle between the 0 points is called as the phase difference, and I need to take 0 points as the reference before saying it as a phase difference one. So you will be having the same frequency. Okay, so I'll be having some quantity here. I'll write it here as Im sine omega t. Okay, so next I'll be taking it as Im sine of omega t. Okay, so yeah, this one is omega t. Okay, omega t minus a pi by 3. Okay, so what I can say here is you have two alternating quantities which are there, and you are having one, that is I1 here, which is a alternating quantity is taken as a reference. Okay, because I'll be plotting it from here, and you have I2 which is Im sine omega t minus pi by 3. And what does it say? It says that, anyone in the meeting, can anyone highlight what is this concept here, what I'm teaching? So it is the phase lag there. Okay, so it is the concept of phase lag. All right, so when I say it is phase lag, so you will be having an angle difference of 60 degree. So for example, this is I1. Okay, so somewhat around here you will be starting with the I2. Getting it right? So you'll be starting with I2. So this angle difference, what is called, which is lagging by an angle of 60 degree. So that is where we will be highlighting the concept of phase difference. Okay, so I can help it out with the help of this example. So you have the x-axis here as omega t, or we'll be calling it as theta. So V and I are said to be the alternating quantities which are there. Okay, so this is called as the alternating quantities. So this is said to be an angle phi here. Okay, so the same phase difference will be there throughout the number of cycles of the alternating quantities. So that is what I wanted to highlight here in case of this diagram what I showed you right now. So here we'll be having an example where we consider the voltage as the reference. V is equal to Vm sine of omega t, and I would be equal to Im sine of, yeah, what is the angle? Omega t minus phi. Okay, so we have got the concept of phase lag and phase lead. So here, once I have the minus sign, the current is said to be lagging by an voltage by an angle of phi. Okay, so the phase difference is said to be phi, and you call that term to be lagging in nature. So I call it to be lagging in nature. So it is said to be more or less in the right direction. So right direction where we are moving. So this one, what I'm drawing here. So this is with respect to the phase angle lag. Okay, so phase lag, what we call it here. Okay, so now in the same way, we are going to have the term called as phase lead. Okay, so phase lead here. Okay, so what we call here as the phase lead. All right, so then we call it as the phase lead once it has been advancing just before the original wave. So I call this as the phase lead here. Okay, so this angle difference, whatever that is there, so this is said to be phi, and it will be having some angle. Say once when I write Im sine omega t plus phi, okay, so it is said to be advancing, or it is said to be leading. So we call it as leading phase angle. Leading phase angle. Okay, so that is what we call here as leading phase angle. Okay, so any doubts up to this point regarding the phase angle lead and phase angle lag? Anyone? Do let me know if you have any doubts. So before we move on to the next concept of single phase AC circuits, where I'll be showing you the derivation part also. Any doubts up to this point? Anyone? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay then. Okay, so we'll advance to the next one with the help of the representation over a Word document here. 1 minute. Okay. Fine. So we'll be having this Word document. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be sharing this Word document now. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Okay then, so yeah, I think yeah, I think I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, I hope my screen is visible right now. Yeah, can
Yes.
I get a confirmation, please? Yeah. Okay
Yes,
then.
sir.
Thank you. Okay then. So what we are going to discuss in this single phase and three phase AC circuits, I want you to make a note of it, because certain problems what we are going to discuss, most of the problems, that is 95% of the problems that will occur, okay, that will occur in your semester end examination will be from the series circuits here. Okay, so that will be from the series circuits point of view, that is series RL, RC and RLC circuits that we are going to discuss in detail now. Okay, so I want your complete attention before we move on to the numerical problems. So let us start with the first concept here. So what we were going to discuss is the series RL circuit, the derivation part. So when I say derivation part here, a very good example of a series RL circuit is a choke coil. Okay, so it is a choke coil. So any value of the resistance in series with an inductance term. So this is a series RL circuit here. Okay, so we are going to analyze this circuit, or we are going to show with the help of the relevant equations, such that the current lags behind the voltage by an angle of phi in case of series AC circuits, and we are going to sketch the waveforms. When I say waveforms, it is the voltage, current, and also the power which is there. Okay, so power, and we are going to find out what is the average power. Okay, so we are going to find out what is the average power. Fine. So you have to observe the question here. So most probably, so you will be getting a question like this, and how you can say it is current lagging behind the voltage by an angle phi, in a series AC circuit. So this angle here, so it will be ranging from a 90 degree to 0 degree. So it is not equal to 0, it is not equal to 90. So it is somewhere around 0 degree, greater than 0, and also lesser than 90 degree there. Okay, so these are the things that you will remember while you are writing the derivation part. Okay, so very important concept here. So where you can exhibit the current lagging behind the voltage by an angle of phi. So in the series AC circuits, and you have to sketch the waveform. Okay, so the similar question where the next part would be the voltage lagging behind the current, that is by an angle of phi. So in a series AC circuits, and you have to sketch its waveform. Okay, so you have to very clearly observe the question, and you have to keep in mind that when current lags the voltage, I think I have already given it in the classroom sessions also. You can go through it, go through your notes which is already shared, and you have to remember either you will be getting a series RL circuit and a series RC circuit. So any one derivation is 100% for your semester end examination, and you have to identify, let me tell you, you have to identify what type of circuit it is first, what type of series AC circuit, and then you have to start the derivation part. Okay, so identifying is very important because this is the concept here. So voltage lags behind the current, so it is a, yeah, can anyone tell me what type of circuit it is? Series
RC circuit.
Yeah, it is series RC circuit. Exactly. So it is a series RC circuit. All right. So you need to think and you have to act. Okay. So then only you will be able to find out how the derivation is carried out here. Okay. So let me highlight here and explain to you in a simple manner where you can carry out this derivation easily. Okay, so first thing you have to write a simple AC circuit, so which represents a series RL circuit after identifying it as a series RL circuit, and you have to use a AC source for its excitation. Okay, so this one is R and this one is L, and I've called it as the current which is flowing through it. So AC circuit here, Vm sine omega t, and the current flowing through it is I. Okay, so I know what is the equation. So let me make use of the current equations which I get using the derivation. Okay, so this entire thing here is called as the impedance offered by the AC circuit. I know that Z would be equal to R plus JXL, but I'll carry out with the help of the equations there. Okay, so first let us use V is equal to Vm sine of omega t. That is one thing that you need to observe, which is the AC source which is used for the excitation, or the AC source is connected in series with the circuit elements here. So how do I proceed with this derivation is the question here. Okay, so now what I'll do here, so I'll be taking use of the RMS values, where V and I are the RMS values of voltage and current. RMS values of voltage and current. Okay, so that concept what I'm going to see here, so it is the RMS values of voltage and current what I'm using here. So the current is said to be same. Which parameter is said to be same? Current is said to be same. So I take a reference as the current vector. Okay, so what do I do next? So what is the voltage that is passing through the resistive element? So I call it as VR and VL, which is said to be the voltage drop in the resistive element, and VL is said to be the voltage drop in the inductive element. All right, so now what I do here, so I'll be calling it as VR. Okay, so when I use a resistor, current and voltage are said to be in phase in a resistive network, and once the same current passes through the inductor, so voltage leads the current by an angle of 90 degree. Do you observe here? So voltage leads the current by an angle of 90 degree. So what is the resultant voltage here? So which is said to be V. So that is 0, this I'll take it as A, and this I'll take it as B. Okay, so what I do here, so I'll be taking V, which will be equal to root of VR squared plus VL squared. All right, so what is VR? I into R. What is VL? I call it as I into XL. So XL is said to be inductive reactance. Okay, 1 minute. It is inductive reactance. Got it? So this is inductive reactance there. All right. So this is where we'll be using inductive reactance where XL would be equal to omega into L. So that would be equal to, yeah, that would be equal to 2 pi FL. That would be equal to 2 pi FL. All right. So inductive reactance omega is in terms of the radians per second. Correct. So now what I'm going to do here is, what is the angle that is being traced here? Okay. So how I can represent it, or how I can interpret it over the sentence is voltage leading the current. Okay. So this is the current vector and this is the resultant voltage here. So if you see, we have created an angle phi. Okay, so I call this angle phi, where it is called as the phase angle. So with respect to the current, okay, so with respect to the current, voltage is leading by an angle of phi. So always voltage leads current by an angle phi. All right, so by an angle phi. All right, so that is where we'll be having voltage leading the current by an angle of phi in a series AC circuit, and that AC circuit is called as a series RL circuit there. All right, so you have to remember in such a way that these circuits, whatever that I use, is quite important when I need the voltage leading the current by an angle of phi, or current lagging the voltage by an angle of phi. Correct? Is that clear to you? So that is how you will be identifying it. So I got V is equal to root of VR squared plus VL squared. So can you let me know the future steps, and can you give me what is the resultant? So how will I proceed with the steps? So what should I substitute for VR? I should substitute I into R, and I
IR
should,
square plus IXL square.
yes, correct. So what is the resultant?
I
I
into root
into
of
root
R
of
square
R
plus
square
XL
plus
square.
XL square.
Correct. So I got this. I can compare it with the standard AC equation, that is V is equal to I into Z. So in the same triangle, I'll be getting V is equal to I into Z, VR is equal to I into R, a VL that would be equal to I into XL. So I gets cancelled. 1 minute. Yeah, so I gets cancelled out in both the terms, that is VR and VL, and also with the hypotenuse. So I'll be left out with V is equal to IZ. So V would be equal to I root of R squared plus XL squared. V would be equal to I into Z. So this Z term is called as root of R squared plus XL squared. Okay, got it. So Z, I can represent it as root of R squared plus XL squared. So this Z is a complex quantity. So the impedance of an AC circuit is a complex quantity. All right. So Z, okay, in terms of the impedance, I can represent it as R plus JXL. Okay. So why it is plus J? I'll be having 90-degree rotation in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is the anti-clockwise direction that is there. So it would be plus J. Okay. So if it is in the opposite direction, it would be minus J. Got it? So Z would be equal to R plus JXL, and I'll be having angle phi where you can find it out. So it would be XL by R. Phi will be equal to tan inverse of XL divided by R. Got it? So any doubts up to this point regarding these equations? So before we move ahead with the concept of the current equation waveforms and all, any doubts? Or shall we write the current equation and all? So we will see. Okay then, fine. Okay, so let us start right now to find out the current equation. So V would be equal to Vm sine omega t. So now I want to find out what is I. Okay, so what is I? Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll be making use of the term V is equal to Vm sine omega t, and how to find out the instantaneous current equation is the question. Okay, so I said that instantaneous current equation for a series RL circuit, that would be Im sine of omega t minus phi. So where phi is said to be tan inverse of XL divided by R. Okay, so these are the equations that we have for a series RL circuit. Okay, so now what I can do here is I'll be making use of the reference as the voltage quantity that I have, and next I have the current quantity which is there, so which is having an angle difference of phi. Okay, so this is the angle difference phi here. Got it? So this is what the phi is all about. Correct. So this is how I can represent the voltage and the current that is there. So I'll be having the current equation as Im sine omega t minus phi, and V is equal to Vm sine omega t, which is taken as the reference. Okay. So you can find out the instantaneous power as P is equal to V into I. So you can have certain equations, and the average power would be P is equal to V into I sine phi. Okay, so P will be equal to VI, VI cos phi, sorry, 1 minute. Just wrote the reactive power. Okay, so V into I cos phi. Okay, so this is the equation P, that would be equal to V into I cos phi is the power equation of a single phase AC circuit. Either it is a series RL, series RC, or a series RLC circuit. So you will be making use of that equation. Okay, any doubts up to this point, anyone? Any doubt? So you have to represent voltage, current, and the power equation that is there. So that is how you obtain. So in a similar way, I'll just make use of series RC circuit in a quickly. Okay, so it is R and it is C. So it's a simple condenser, practical value of the condenser that we take. Okay, so in electrical terms, and we have the current flowing through the circuit, and the same voltage V is equal to Vm sine omega t is applied. So V and I are the RMS values, and V would be equal to Vm sine omega t, and I would be equal to Im sine of omega t plus phi. Okay, so that is what we have got there, and we'll be taking the reference as I again. Okay, so because it's a series RC circuit, and next we have got VC here. Okay, so this is the term V. Got it? So this is VR. So this is 0 A and B, and this is the phase angle phi. So what you can generally say here is current is leading by an angle of phi. Okay, current is leading by an angle of phi, by an angle of phi. Okay, so we will be making use of the expression V would be equal to I into Z again, and Z would be equal to, yeah, what it is? Yeah, how will you write out Z in this circuit? Anyone in the meeting? Yes, anyone in the meeting?
Of R square plus XC square.
Exactly right. So we'll be having R squared plus XC squared. Correct. So that is how you can represent it with the impedance term, and we are having VR. Okay, so V would be equal to VR minus J VC. Okay, so we are going to have VR minus J VC. So this is the negative sign what we have got here. All right. So that is how I can represent Z also as R minus J XC. Okay, R minus J XC. Got it? So this is how I can represent the impedance, and the angle phi is said to be a tan inverse of XC, which is negative sign by R. So this is said to be the phase angle which is there. So you can generally say that the voltage is lagging the current. So I can also write it as the current leading the voltage by an angle of phi. Okay, so that's how you can represent these terms which are there. And how to write down the waveforms. I take voltage as a reference again, and the current is said to be having a leading angle of phi here. Okay, so this is what you can get it. Got it? So any doubts up to this point, anyone regarding sketch of voltage and current waveforms, you can let me know. So again, P is equal to V into I cos phi. Okay. Any doubts? So you can go through the derivation. So in detail, I'll not be taking much time because it's a small concept where you have to remember. And I'll also say that series RLC circuit. So I have already given it in the form of the study material to you earlier. You can go through it, and depending on the derivations, what will be there. So you need to identify the derivation first. Okay, so is it a series RL or a series RC circuit? Then you have to go for the derivation. Okay, so without identifying, if you simply make use of the relevant equations, whatever that you have studied, so it's not good. So you have to identify what is there, and then you have to go for it. Okay, fine then. So without any further delay, let me move on to the numerical problems. Any doubts up to this point? Anyone? Any doubts up to this point, you can let me know. Any doubts up to this point, anyone? Feel free to answer. Any doubts, if you are having it, do let me know. Okay then. So let's make the solution, or let's find out the solution for this numerical problem which is there, which is quite simple. If you can see, the same problem was asked in the internals also. You can see it, and you can let me know what to do and how to proceed with the solution. Okay, so is Preeti there in the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Preeti. Yes, so take out the calculators, everyone. Preeti will be assisting me in giving the solutions to this problem. Okay. Okay, no problem. And let me start right now. It's a coil. Okay, so it's a coil, and it's a series RL representation that we have, and we are going to have R and L. Okay, so and we are going to have R and L. So the value of resistance is 7 ohm. R is equal to 7 ohm, and L is equal to 31.8 millihenry, and it is connected to a 230 volt 50 hertz. Okay, so one thing that you have to remember, this 230 volt is called as the RMS value. This 230 volt is called as the RMS value. So when I say circuit current, you need to find out the current that is V divided by Z using this equation, and the current is said to be RMS current. Okay, the current, if I simply write the circuit current, it is the RMS current, and angle phi here, which is the phase angle, and the power factor is said to be cos phi. Okay, so power consumed, P would be equal to V into I cos phi, and voltage drop across the resistor, voltage drop across the inductor, you have to find out. Okay, so VR and VL, I into R and I into XL. Got it? So these are the terms that you will be calculating, and you will be finding out each and everything there. Okay, so how do we proceed with it? So I have to calculate the circuit current now. Okay, I have to calculate the circuit current. So I, as I told you, that would be equal to V divided by Z. So what is V? It is 230. Okay, so it is 230. And what is Z? Okay, so I have to find out Z. That would be equal to root of R squared plus XL squared. So what is XL? That would be omega L. That would be 2 pi F into L. So that is 2 into 50, 100 pi. Okay, so that is 100 pi into 31.8 into 10 power minus 3. Okay, so what is the answer of XL?
9.99.
9.985.
Okay, 9.985. So I think Preeti would be able to answer it. Others, when I ask you, it would be better that we can maintain one-to-one discussion. So Preeti, you just help me in getting these answers right. So 49 plus 9.985 the whole square. So what is that?
$12.194.
12.194. Okay, correct. So it is 12.194. Got it? So what is I?
$18.861.
Amperes. Okay, so I hope everyone is getting the same answer as it is. Now the circuit current is done. So next one, we want to find out what is power factor and the phase angle. So if you find out phase angle or the power factor, it is one and the same. Okay, so a simple way to calculate the power factor is R by Z. Okay, so can you let me know the answer? What is R? 7 divided by 12.194. What is it?
0.574.
0.574. So you can say that the power factor, is it leading or lagging? Sorry, 1 minute. It is RL circuit. Yeah, so it's a lagging circuit. Okay, so depending on series RL, so you are going to write the power factor with the help of the current term there. Okay, so the current term, which is I is equal to Im sin omega t, so which is lagging in nature, omega t minus phi. So that phi is said to be lagging in nature. Okay, so next we are going on to the angle of phi here. So that is cos inverse of R divided by Z. So what is phi?
54.97 degree.
54.97 degree. Again, it is lagging. Okay. Again, it is lagging. Okay. We got both these things. We have to find out what is VR and VL. Okay. So I'll leave it to you. Preeti, you just find out what is VR and VL and post the solutions later in the group. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So next problem, I think Priyanka. Are you there? Priyanka, are you there? Okay. Fine. So next, Rakshita YS. Rakshita? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, you're back. Okay, so an inductor coil is connected to a supply of 250 volt at 50 hertz and it takes a current of 5 amperes. The coil dissipates 750 watt, a very important problem, and calculate the power factor and the resistance of the coil and the inductance of the coil. Okay, so when I say coil, it is generally a series RL circuit like this. Okay, so it's a quite simple problem and you have a AC circuit like this and the value of the resistance and inductance is unknown to us. We have to find out the circuit elements. That is the one thing. Okay, so next we have to find out the power factor also along with R and L. Okay, so once we find out R and L, it would be quite easy to find out the power factor. So cos phi, now we can simply find out as R by Z. Okay, so it is a 250 volt supply and 50 hertz as I talk with you. And yes, so now the very important step here is the value of the current, which is 5 amperes. Correct. So I can easily find out Z, that is V divided by I. That would be, what is it? What is that? 50 ohm. Okay, I think she has lost the network. Rakshita YS, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any disturbance at your end, you can let me know, or else you can answer these questions what I post you right now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay then. So Z would be equal to 50 ohm and I would be equal to 5 amperes and the coil dissipates. Important statement here, the coil dissipates. So the power dissipation in the coil is carried out by the resistive element only. Okay, so the power dissipated is calculated based on P is equal to I squared R, or that would be equal to V into I cos phi. Okay, V into I cos phi. So just verify, are you getting the same one when I do it with the equations which are mentioned over here? So you can easily find out the resistive element here by R, that would be equal to P divided by I squared. So P would be 750, I squared would be 25. So what is the value of the resistance? What is the value of the resistance that you got here?
30 ohm.
30 ohm, right? Correct. So after finding out the resistive element, so you can also find out P would be equal to V into I cos phi. Okay, P would be equal to V into I cos phi. All right. So you can verify the answer right now itself, whether you are getting R is equal to 30, whether it is the right one or the wrong answer there. Correct. So let me use P is equal to V into I cos phi, 750 divided by 250 into 5, and that would be the value of the power factor. What it is?
0.6.
0.6. Okay, so it is said to be lagging in nature. Okay, so it is said to be lagging in nature. Okay, so cos phi that would be equal to 0.6, that would be equal to R divided by Z. Okay, the value of Z is known and the value of R is known, so you can easily calculate 30 by 50. So what is the power factor? We'll get the same, right? Is it same or are you getting the different one? 3 by 5.
Same, same.
Yeah, it is the same answer that you're going to get. It is 0.6. So you can verify in that way also whether you're getting the same answer or not. Okay. So next what you need to do, so you have to find out the inductive reactance and later the inductance of the coil. So XL would lead to L. Okay. So omega L. So you can find out L, that would be equal to XL divided by omega. So first thing what you need to remember is XL, that would be R squared plus XL squared, that would be equal to Z squared. Okay. So XL squared, that would be equal to Z squared minus R squared. So that would be equal to 50 squared minus, what is R? 30 squared. Okay. So what is XL?
40 ohm.
Yeah, what is XL?
So 40 ohm.
41?
So 40 ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
4 pakka 0, 40, 40. Okay. So 40 ohm is that. And what is L? XL by omega. So omega is said to be 2 pi F. XL would be equal to 2 pi F into L. So what is L?
0.12.
0.12 Henry or 12 millihenry?
1 to Henry.
Okay. Are you getting the same answer, everyone? Just verify it. Verify it right now. So root of 50 squared minus 30 squared. Yes, Badrinarayan, is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay then, okay, good. So I hope everyone is solving. That's nice. Okay then, so let us move on to the next one. So can you identify what type of circuit it is? It's a series RC circuit. Okay, so I'll leave this problem to Pranita. Pranita, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Pranita, you just have to find out the supply frequency and the phase angle. It's a series RC circuit. You have to solve it and post the answer in the group. Okay. Got
Okay,
it?
sir.
Okay then. Okay. So next one. So it's a typical problem. What you can expect there. So it's a two series element. So you can identify what is the series element looking at the voltage there. Okay, so voltage is leading the current by an angle of 30 degree here. So what type of circuit it is? What type of circuit? Voltage leading the current or current lagging the voltage. What type of circuit? it consumes power of 700 watt. Okay, so this is Vm. Vm would be equal to 141.14, that is 1 amp voltage. Okay, so Vrms, that would be equal to 141.1 divided by root 2. Okay, so that would be the answer as Vrms, that is in terms of the volt. Okay, so P would be equal to V into I cos phi. Okay, so next you are going to have a 0.707 cos phi, that would be equal to 0.707, that would be there, and V. Okay, so this is 100 volt, and I, that would be equal to P divided by V cos phi. Okay, so what is the value of current? What is the value of current that you have to find out? And is Ramyashri there in the meeting? Ramyashri, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just get me the solution for this problem, which is there, finding out the circuit constant. What type of circuit it is? Anyone in the meeting can...
So as power factor is leading, it is RC.
Yes, so power factor is said to be leading in nature. So it is said to be...
RCs.
Exactly. All right. So power factor is said to be leading, and it is said to be an RC circuit. All right. So you have to find out like that. So one more thing is the power factor. So where you can find out R and C. Okay. So she'll be sharing the answer for this numerical problem, which is that. Okay. And this one, it is a series RLC circuit. It's a series RLC circuit, what you are going to find out. And in this series RLC circuit, so I'm solving the typical problems here, which are quite important from the exam perspective. So you need to pay a complete attention such that you will be finding such problems to be easier. Okay, got it? So it's a series RLC circuit. I'll write down the equations. That would be equal to root of R squared plus XL minus XC the whole squared, and the angle phi, which would be tan inverse of XL minus XC divided by R. Okay, so XL and XC are called the inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance, that is there, and it is fed by 230 and 50 hertz. So XL omega L, XC, that would be 1 divided by omega C. Z would be a root of R squared plus XL minus XC the whole square. Now active power is called as the same equation, which is P into I cos phi. P is equal to V into I cos phi. And reactive power, okay, reactive power is given by Q, that would be V into I sin phi. V into I sin phi. Okay, so it is expressed, the active power is expressed in terms of kilowatts or watts, and this one, which is expressed in kilovolt ampere reactive. Okay, so I want this problem to be solved by Rifa, and she can share the answers. Okay, so I've given you steps. Okay, I've given you steps. I can't solve each and every problem which is there in the question bank that you are seeing right now here. So because depending on the time constraint and the topics which we need to cover and which we need to say it as an important one and all, so I can highlight only the steps. You should be in a position to solve it, take the calculator and solve it on your own, and then you have to see where you're going wrong. So because all these problems have been given as the lecture notes in your class, you have to go through it and study what are the concepts that are there and note down where you're going down or doing any mistakes which are there. Okay, got it? So this is how you will be solving certain numerical problems and finding out the solutions to it. Fine. So Rifa, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So all these types of problem you can solve it, and the question bank will be shared. I think I've already shared it also, and you can go through certain problems which are there. Okay. So these are the typical numerical problems which you can expect it from the point of the examination. So typical problems where you can expect. So this might be the identifications, how we are going to solve it. So identify the power factor which is said to be leading. So then you can identify what type of elements that are there. So you can list down certain topics and you can try to solve it on your own. Okay. So we covered the series RL, series RC circuit. That is the two things that you need to keep in mind. Okay, either of them, one will be compulsorily asked, and you can find out the series RL and RC circuit power dissipation. So one important thing is this problem here. Okay, so you might expect this problem, these type of problems which are there, and next one these problems. Yeah, this one. Okay, so you might get such problems from the examination point of view. Okay, so you have to identify what are the circuit elements. So calculate or find out the circuit elements. And this one very important point here. So you have to identify based on the power factor which is there, as Ramesh told. Okay, so it would be easy to solve such problems, solve few more problems which you might find it quite easier, and let me know if you are facing any difficulties. Okay. Any doubts up to this point regarding the single phase AC circuits? Any doubts up to this point, anyone? Do let me know. Okay, shall we proceed to the next one, that is three-phase AC circuits?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Yes, so you might get a derivation, I mean, in case of three-phase AC circuits, what are the different types of connections? Prajwal Arun,
Yes, sir.
what are the different types of three-phase connections?
Star and delta connection.
Very good, Prajwal, very good. Okay, so we have to identify what type of connection it is. Okay, what is the other name for star connection? Anyone? What is the other name for star? Yeah, Ranjana.
Three-phase four-wire system.
Very good, very good. Very good. I am happy that you are remembering certain concepts which is related to three-phase AC circuits. Next, in case of delta connection,
Three-phase three-wire system.
exactly. So where will you see neutral connection?
In star connection.
Yes, exactly. So I can make use of the neutral wire in case of the star connection, and I can find out the voltage that is there in one line and one neutral. Okay, so that is where you can find out the single phase voltage if you have one conductor and a one neutral terminal. Okay, so you can find out the phase voltage easily. Okay, and the line voltage is where you are going to have with respect to both the lines. Got it? So let me share a PPT here, and it would be easy for me to cover it. I hope the screen is visible now. Three-phase AC circuits. Okay, got it. So in three-phase AC circuits, so we are going to have the generation of three-phase power first. Next, we are going to discuss the concept related to advantages of three-phase power or single phase. Those two topics I'll leave it to you. You can go through it, and the generation of three-phase power is quite similar to the of the synchronous generator working principle and the part of it. Okay, next we going to have the voltage and current relations in star and delta connection. So all those concepts will be discussing right now. That is the derivation part, how you need to write down the circuit, and how you need to understand in what type of circuit, what is the relation between the line voltage and the phase voltage, and the line current and the phase current. Okay, so all those things will be highlighting in detail, and we'll be covering all these concepts with respect to the topic what we have in case of three-phase AC circuits. Okay, so let us start in a quick way how you can generate three-phase power and what led to the development of the three-phase power. So once you had a single conductor, we call it as the single phase supply, what you are going to see here, and this is the three-phase conductors. So you see here, these are the conductors A1 and A2, B1 and B2, C1 and C2. So this is the machine level representation of the three-phase circuit, what you see here. So once you have this three-phase power which is generated, so one thing that you need to keep in mind is the voltage. So once the voltage is generated, you have the respective currents which are flowing in the circuit, and the power is generated. All right, so that is where you will be having R, Y, and B. Okay, so what is the typical voltage of a three-phase supply? Anyone? What is the typical voltage of a three-phase supply?
415 volts.
Exactly right. So it is somewhat around 400 to 440 volts. So 415 volts is what we keep in the labs and we operate it. Okay, so 440 volts or 430 volts or somewhere. So greater than 400 volts, what we have designated for the three-phase AC supply there. All right. So similarly, we are going to make use of certain connections what we cover here in case of the three-phase circuits. As you can see, this is where you can connect it three-phase motor, a power socket. Okay, so you can make use of any one line and a neutral connection. Okay, so neutral connection, it is always in black, and you can connect a single phase supply here. Okay, so advantages of three-phase power: we have constant power, greater output, it isn't cheaper, and power transmission economics, and all those rectification circuits and efficiency with respect to higher factor. So all these things will be there in case of this three-phase AC circuits. Okay, so once I talk about the numerical problems, all these problems are said to be having 120-degree phase displacement when I call it as a balanced three-phase AC system. So it is having equal magnitude of the EMFs that are there. Okay, 120-degree phase displacement, and it is displaced by an angle of 120 degrees from each other. So we have a concept also called as the phase sequence, that is A, B, and C. Okay, so first voltage A attains the maximum value, next B, and next we got C. Okay, so you have direction of rotation that is also being reversed. What happens if it is reversed? You will be having only any two phases, you can change the direction. Okay, so you can change the direction of any two phases. All right, so that is how I can represent it here as red, yellow, and blue. So we'll be having VRY. If you take a voltmeter and you measure a VYR, it would be negative. Okay, so this is where the components or the connections will come into picture, where we'll be connecting 6 conductors. If I need a separate load, I'll be making use of 6 conductors, but I have starting end and finishing end of the coil, which will give me the same output. So you can reduce the connections to star connection or Y connection. Next we have got the mesh or the delta connection, which is there. Okay, so this is how I can represent the star or the Y connection. As Ranjana told, it is star or Y. We call it as three-phase 4-wire system, and we call it as three-phase 3-wire system, which is mesh or delta. Okay, see the connections here. So we are using 6 wires here, and here we are going to use only 4 wire if I am using a neutral also. Okay, so this is the connection for a star and also the Y connection. Okay, so let us move now. A star connection, we have this one, which is 3-phase a 4-wire, that is a star connection there, and the common point is called as neutral. And in delta, we have starting end of one coil is connected to the finishing end of the other coil. Okay, starting end of the one coil is connected to the finishing end of the other coil. Correct. So let us move on to the derivation of star and the delta connection. Okay, so let us move right now. So I'll stop sharing and I'll quickly highlight the derivation part. Okay, so I hope you have already noted down in the lecture classes that were held earlier. So you just have to keep in mind how do I start deriving. Okay. Okay then, I hope the screen is visible to everyone right now. Okay, so now let me start the derivation part. Can anyone confirm, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay then, thank you. So we'll be making use of the derivation part in case of the star connection. Okay, so we will be having a star connection. So more or less, I'll be taking the coil like this. I have 3 coils. Okay, so this is a star connection what I have got. Okay, so this is R, this is Y, and this is P. So this is a VRY, this is VYB, and this is said to be the neutral point, and this is said to be a VRB. Okay, got it? So this is said to be VRB. So this is R1 and R2, and this one is said to be Y1 and Y2. This one is said to be B1 and B2. Okay, all these things will be highlighting in detail right now with the help of the relevant equations. Okay, so VRY equals VYB equals VRB. That would be the line voltage. Okay, so next we have got VRN. Okay, so if I take a neutral terminal, so or I can simply call it as VR equals VY equals VB, that would be equal to phase voltage. Okay, so this is the value of the line current that is flowing. So that would be line current, and it will be falling in same phase, that would be equal to the phase current. Okay, so line current equal to phase current in case of the star connection. All right, so IL would be equal to I phase. Okay, so now let us write down the vector diagram also. So you have 120-degree phase displacement, and you are going to have a VR, and next VY, and next VB. Okay, so we are going to have all these vector diagram notations. So we have VRY, so VRY would be equal to VR minus VY. Okay, so this is minus Vy here. I'll write it minus Vy. So we'll be having the phase angle, that is phi. Okay, so Vry would be equal to Vr minus Vy. Okay, so next you know that the equations VL, after that we will be finding out VL, that would be equal to root 3 into VPH, and IL would be equal to IPH. Okay, so this is where we'll be covering the star connection. So I'll not go in detail regarding the parallelogram things and all. So next what I need to keep in mind is the power in a 3-phase circuit. Okay, so that is 3 times the per phase power that we have got. We'll be finding out like that. Okay, so VL would be equal to root 3 into VPH. Next, in terms of line voltage, that would be root 3 VL IL cos phi. Okay, so this is the active power or the real power that is there. Okay, similarly, you have got reactive power. What is the equation of reactive power? Sin phi. You just have to replace it for sin phi. Next, apparent power, that would be equal to root 3 into VL into IL. So that is the value of the apparent power there. Okay, so these are the set of equations that I got for the relevant equations for star connection, which is there as root 3 VL IL cos phi, and VL sin phi for reactive and apparent power. Okay, so I got VL and IL also, that is there. So that is the line current, and the phase current is IPH, and we have certain set of equations which are there. Okay, next, so if I want to talk about the delta connection concept, okay, concept of delta connection here, so I can write it as the starting end of one coil connected to finishing end of the other coil. What is this? What does this voltage measure? What does this voltage measure? Anyone?
So line voltage.
Exactly. This one.
VYB. Again,
Uh,
line voltage, sir.
Exactly right. So if I measure the voltage across these points here, it would be the same as that of the phase that is there. Okay. So then I can call VL is equal to VPH for a delta connection. Okay. VL equals VPH for a delta connection. And the same thing here also. All the phase voltages would be same. It is a balanced circuit, balanced three-phase AC circuit what I'm representing here. Okay, so balance the three-phase AC circuit what I'm representing, and that is the reason why I'll be getting VL equals a VPH. Okay, so next what I'm talking here is regarding the current. So I want to find out what is the line current which is there. Okay, so I can find out it as the current which is flowing through the lines. Okay, so this is IR, IY and IB. So IRY minus IYB. So that would be equal to IR. Okay, so you can see the notes there. So you will be having the line current. So this would be IR. Okay, so and this would be B current which is there. So you can find out the line current. So which is given as IRY plus of minus IYB. Okay, so you can find it out like that, and you will be getting the line current. Okay, so I'll skip the steps where you will be getting the line current more or less like this. So you'll have a parallelogram and you will be getting the line current would be equal to root 3 into IPH. Okay, so IL would be equal to root 3 into IPH. Okay, so the same way we'll be having the power equations also, whatever this we covered, it is valid for both the star and delta connection. Okay, valid for both star and delta connection. Okay, star and delta connection. Got it? So this is how we are going to approach, or how we are going to do it in case of the star connection and the delta connection derivation. Okay, so those derivations are simple if you know the law of parallelogram and how to take the currents and all. Okay, so you might get a question like derive an expression for voltage and current relations in a three-phase balanced three-phase three-wire system. Okay, you are going to do it for the delta. Okay, so you need to remember the names and you need to keep in mind how the question will be asked. Okay, so it might be direct or it might be in such a way that three-phase three-wire system, three-phase four-wire system. So all those concepts that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so any doubts up to this point, anyone, before we move ahead to the numerical problems? Any doubts? Because these derivations, if I keep on explaining, so it would be more time. It would definitely take one more hour. Okay, so I cut it down short just to make you understand in a simple way. So you need to write the circuit, write the vector diagram, write the relevant equations, and then you will be getting certain marks for it. Okay, so it would be for 7 or 8 marks. You need to carefully note down the derivations that are there. Okay, any doubts up to this point, anyone? Any doubts? Any doubts up to this point, anyone who is there? So if there is nothing, we can move on to the next one, that is the numerical problems. Any doubts up to this point, anyone? Because I cannot explain all the topics which are there. I will be highlighting only the important topics which are from the examination point of view itself. Okay, so let us move on to the next problem that we want to discuss. So write down this problem here. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Okay, so it's a balanced star connected load. Okay, so it's a balanced star connected load. It is having an impedance of 6 plus j8. Okay, so star connection. So it is having 6. So it is R plus jXL concept. Okay, so R is 6 and L, which is that. Okay. Yes. So the impedance per phase is 6 plus J8, okay, ohm per phase. So each and every phase will have the same impedance value, and it is 6 plus J8 ohm per phase. Okay. I think Nishant is there in the meeting. Nishant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nishant, you just help me in finding out the solution to this problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay then. So XL would be equal to 8 ohm, and what is the value of L that you need to find out? Okay. So using the phasor algebra, find the line current and the power absorbed in each phase. Okay. So power absorbed in each phase, meaning, so you have to find out the power which is absorbed in one of the phase. Okay. So if you find out P would be equal to root 3 VLIL cos phi, so you will be finding out the power absorbed in all the phases, but I want only one phase. So you can find out all the power and divide it by 3. That is also right. Okay. Or we can simply use P is equal to V into I cos phi. It is also one and the same. Okay. So you can find out the relevant equations using the phasor algebra. We'll be finding out what is the line current. Okay. So it is a star connection. A line current would be equal to phase current here. Okay, so line current it would be equal to phase current, and this value here it is VPH and IPH. Okay, so this is line current and phase current. If I use only P is equal to VI cos phi, that is VPH IPH into cos phi. Okay, so that is how we are going to find out the relevant equations, and you can see that IL would be equal to IPH. Okay, got it. So you are having a three-phase network here where we will be finding out IL equals IPH, and Z, that would be 6 plus J8 ohm. Got it. So what you can do here is you can find out cos phi as R by Z. Okay, cos phi as R by Z. Next, what you will be finding out after cos phi, you can find out phi, and then what you will be doing, so you can find out IPH. So what you can do, so if you want to find out IL, that would be equal to IPH. So you can find out IPH as the equation that is there, which is IPH will be equal to, ZPH will be equal to VPH divided by IPH. Okay, so Z phase will be equal to VPH divided by IPH. Okay, so next I want to find out V phase. So this problem, if whatever the voltage that is mentioned, even though it is mentioned as 230 volt, we need to take it as the line voltage. Remember that whatever the voltage that is mentioned, so you need to take it as the line voltage. Okay, so you need to take it as the line voltage. Okay, so you need to take it as the line voltage. Okay, so this is how you will be solving the problem. First we'll be finding out cos phi. Next we'll be finding out Z phase, that would be equal to V phase divided by I phase. Okay, so we'll be finding out I phase next. Okay, so we'll be finding out I phase next. IL would be equal to IPH. Okay, so next what we'll be doing, power calculated per phase, V phase into I phase into cos phi. Okay, so we know what is V phase, what is I phase, and what is cos phi. Okay, so next what we'll be doing is, so we will be finding out the term power absorbed for phase and the line current. So once you find phase current, it would be equal to line current. Okay, I think Nishant would be able to list out the steps what I have written here and find out the solution to the given problem. Okay, so yes, the next one, it is one and the same because we are going to have inductance written here and also the resistance. Okay, so it is a VL that would be equal to 400 volts and frequency is 50 hertz. Okay, so L is 38.2 millihenry and R would be equal to 16 ohm. So determine line current, power factor, and power consumed. Okay, so line current would be equal to phase current. Okay, so next power factor, cos phi you can easily find out, which is R by Z. Okay, so next power consumed in all the three phases, that is it is a star connection, you have to write down all the three phases, that is root 3 VL IL into cos phi. Okay, so VL is known, IL you will calculate it as I phase, and cos phi you will be calculating it, and you can find out what is power. So XL would be equal to omega into L, so 2 pi into 50 into 38.2 into 10 power minus 3. Okay, so that is how you are going to find out what is XL, and Z would be equal to R plus JXL. So that is 16 plus J into XL. Okay, so Ranjana, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ranjana, I think you'll be able to solve this problem easily.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Okay, so let me move on to the next one with the time available. Yes, so very important problem here. What you will be finding out here is the impedance parameters. You have to find out the impedance parameters, and then you have to find out the power factor and active power consumed. So I'll give a bit of hint here. I think Badrinarayan would be able to do this problem quite easily, and it's a three-phase star-connected load. Okay, so you have three-phase supply and you have three-phase load. So it is having a rating of 400 volt 50 hertz, and it is having a line current of 10 amperes and 66.86 degree. So line current and line voltage. Okay, so what we take here for the vector diagram representation, it is the phase voltage, and this is the line voltage. So what is this angle, Badri? Badrinarayan, are you there?
Sir, I didn't understand the vector diagram which you put.
No, this is a star connection vector diagram. If you remember this,
Okay, sir.
go to the derivation. You have made a note of it. So this is the line voltage. This is VRY. If you remember, this is VRY. This is VR. This is VY, and this is VB. If you remember. Okay. So what is this angle?
That is 30 degree, I think.
It's not your guess. It is the right answer. Okay, so it is 30 degree. Okay, so once you have this line voltage, so you are having a angle here which we call it as phi. Generally it is IPH, so IL will be equal to IPH. Getting it right? So IL will be equal to IPH. Okay, so this angle they have given, which is 66.86 degree. So this is line current lagging the line voltage. Okay, so with respect to this line voltage, so at 66.86 degree. Okay, yeah, 66.86 degree with respect to the line voltage. So what is this angle phi?
36.86.
Exactly. So this phi we have to use it for power factor calculation. Okay, so it is 36.86 degree and not 66.86. Okay, so it is said to be lagging in nature, and you have to take this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so impedance parameters would be, what is the impedance parameter if the current is lagging?
It is the inductance, sir.
Yeah, so it would be R plus JXL per phase. Okay, ohm per phase. R plus JXL ohm per phase. Got it? So you have to find out the impedance parameters. So if you find out the impedance parameters, so cos phi you can find out, that would be R by Z. Okay, that would be R by Z. Okay, so you have to find out the active power consumed, that is P is equal to root 3 VL IL and cos phi. Okay, so root 3 VL IL cos phi. Got it? So you have to find out first cos phi, and in order to find out cos phi, you have to find out the impedance parameters that are there. Okay, so you can find out impedance parameters as R is equal to Z into cos phi, and XL would be equal to Z into sin phi. Okay, so I have given you a hint right now, so it is your responsibility to solve this problem and post it in the group later on. Okay, so identify, think in what way you can do the problem and what are the impedance parameters. So after XL you can find out L easily, right? So this one, if you find out what is phi, okay, if you find out what is phi, so sin phi is there. So the only thing what you need to do is you have to calculate Z. Okay, so how to calculate Z? So it would be Z per phase would be V phase divided by I phase. Okay, getting it? So I've already given you the hint.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So line current would be equal to phase current. Okay. So line current IL would be equal to I phase. That would be equal to 10 amperes. Okay. So it is a star connection. VL would be equal to √3 into V phase. So V phase would be equal to 400 divided by √3. Okay. So that is VPH. Okay. You know VPH, you know IPH. You can calculate Z per phase, and you can calculate XL and R easily. And the active power consumed is √3 VL IL into cos phi. Getting it right? So you can share the answer at the end of the day to day. You can do it and you can let me know. Okay. So I'll give this problem to Prajwal Arun. So Prajwal Arun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have to solve this problem.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
is
sir.
it? Yeah, it is series RL or series RC circuit.
Series RL.
Very good, very good. So in delta connection, we have VL is equal to VPH, okay, and IL will be equal to √3 into IPH, okay. So solve this problem. It's a delta connection, okay. So like this, it is a delta connection what we are having. So you have to find out. Given is, what is this, line voltage or phase voltage? $440 it is line voltage or phase voltage?
Line voltage, sir.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. So VL would be equal to 440 volts. Got it? So in delta connection, VL would be equal to VPH. That would be equal to 440 volts. Got it? So that is where you are going to have this equations, and Z would be equal to R plus JXL. Okay. So you have to do it, and it is already a solved problem in your notes. You can make, or you can take an example of it. Okay. So now this one is also an important problem which you can easily find out or easily get the expression. So it is a series RL circuit. So Z would be R plus J XL minus XC. Okay. So it's a 400 volt delta connected load. Each phase resistance, inductance and capacitor is there. Okay. So find the line current, volt ampere, active power and reactive power. I'll give you the expression of volt ampere. That is, yes, that would be equal to √3 VL into IL. P would be equal to √3 VL IL cos phi. Next, Q would be equal to √3 VL IL sin phi. Okay. So find the line current. So you have to find out what is the line current. So in a delta network, IL would be equal to √3 into IPH. Getting it right? So I'll be So Likita MG, are you there in the meeting? Likita MG. So solve this problem and let me know the answer at the end of today. Okay. So Likita, are you there? Likita, so solve this problem and let me know in the next class. Okay. So I'll stop sharing now. Okay. So these are some numerical problems what I wanted to highlight. So I have given you the steps also in detail. You can go through the steps. If you have any doubts right now, or if you have come across any doubts while you are making the solutions to the given problems, you can contact me over phone or WhatsApp, and do let me know if you have any doubts.